I just rope dropped all of Fantasyland. Today I'm sharing my best Fantasyland rope drop strategy, why you want to rope drop, and more. So let's go. If you don't know me, I'm Becca, the theme park tips gal, and I help you make the most of your theme park vacations. Okay, we are here at rope drop. We have arrived at before 8 a.m. So what is rope drop? Rope drop is when you get to the park before the official park opening. They let you in past the gates, down Main Street, and at the end of all of the little areas to enter the parks, they put up ropes. When you arrive, you can go left, you can go Adventureland, Frontierland and line up. You can go straight in the middle with a statues partner statue. Or what I like to do is head towards the Tomorrowland area, but not right now. Today, you can't even go up by Plaza Inn because it's an early entry day for those staying on site. But even the days you can, I don't go up there because I'm not heading to Tomorrowland. I am going to head to Fantasyland today and do my Fantasyland rope drop strategy. Now, if you want all of my rope drop strategies, you can go to the link down below in the description and you can get every single one of my different strategies. Here's the thing, all these people are walking up on the sidewalk. They're going to get told to get down. It's kind of a sneaky way to get farther up. You're like, oh, I'm up here, and they tell you to step down, and you step down. But I'm not that kind of person. I don't do that kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, so my first ride that I head to is Fantasyland. Is Alice in Wonderland in this Fantasyland rope drop strategy. There's lots of reasons why I don't choose Peter Pan, and I'll talk about them later. But right now we're focused on getting on as many rides as we possibly can. So we're starting with Alice in Wonderland because that line does get long later, but usually it's pretty quick here in the morning. And yeah, it's going to be it's running, so it's maybe a 10-minute wait. It says 15, but I don't even think it's that. So the reason it says it's already 15 is because today was an early entry day at Disneyland for the on-site guests. Normally, it's pretty much a walk-on when you get here, but because the on-site guests have already been in Fantasyland riding these rides, you're still going to have a little bit of a wait. Now, I don't think it's actually 15 minutes because here I am. I'm most of the way through the queue already. I just barely walked in. I'm going to say it's going to be a 5-minute wait. That's my guess. While I'm doing my Fantasyland rope drop strategy today, you can get all of my rope drop strategies. I have the link down in the description. You just enter your email and I will send them all to you. And you'll have all of my rope drop strategies that are tried, true, tested over and over again. Here I did a really fun experiment while I'm waiting to get on the ride about if early entry at Disneyland affects your ride strategy for Fantasyland, because early entry they get the same lands, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, that you get when you do rope drop. So they're already in those lands. So I did an experiment to see. I'll link the Instagram reel I made with the results down below in the description. But it's actually very interesting. Not exactly how I expected things to turn out. I do have a theory about why that is. Maybe one of these days I'll do a full YouTube video and explain that. 5 minutes exactly. Nos vemos en la tierra de las maravillas. Once you're ready, please lower your lap bar, then push up. You're trying the others on this adventure. To ensure a safe journey, don't be in the back. Okay. Hands on, feet and legs.
White rabbit. Oh, see for yourself.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait! Please! It went this way.
Oh, no, that way.
Okay. Rule 42. The queen always wins.
Ah! With their head!
At 11, I just got off Alice in Wonderland. Now, last time I've done this, I've always gone to the teacups next. But I'm going to try something a little different because Dumbo also does tend to get long. So I'm going to head to Dumbo next and see if I can get that done in a decent amount of time. So this is a new rope drop strategy a little bit for me. However, you'll get my original Fantasyland rope drop strategy when you put that link down in the comments. Now, seriously, I just got off Alice. I'm at the entrance for Dumbo, their Storybook Land Canal boats. And while I'm in line for this, I just want to remind you that the 70th anniversary is happening this summer here at Disneyland Resort. Yes, please. All right, I got the timer thing, so we'll see how long it ends up being after I go through. Let me check the time. 8:12. 8:12. Anyways, so the 70th anniversary is happening this summer, and there is an amazing ticket deal that you can get through my partners at Getaway Today, where you go for $100 a day or less if you do 3 days or 4 days. Now that's before Park Hopper and Lightning Lane, but seriously, it is an amazing deal. Plus, they have like hotel deals with free nights. They have so many deals going on right now. You do not want to miss it. You can either go to the link in my description, or if you want to talk to someone personally, you can call 855-GETAWAY. That's 855. I don't remember the number all of a sudden. I used to have it memorized. But 855-GETAWAY. Just make sure you tell them that Becca, the theme park tips gal, sent you, because then you will link in all of my extra discounts and things that I have for you guys. And yeah, that's how you'll get the best prices, by mentioning my name and that I sent you. Now, some of the deals that there are extremely amazing. So I found one for Memorial Day weekend, which is probably before you guys are seeing this. I'm not sure when this will actually go live. However, it was for a family of 4, all 4 count as adults because they were all 10 or over. And with that, it was trying to remember the exact route. Staying at the courtyard by the convention center, they had 3-day park hoppers with Lightning Lane added, and it was like $2,600 for four nights, and 3-day park hoppers. And here's the funny part: if you haven't listened, I'll link the episode of Castle Talk Radio, my podcast, where we talk about this. This is actually my dentist that I found this for, but he'd already purchased tickets through Disneyland. He told me I spent $2,500 just on tickets, and I said, you did it wrong. So the whole story is at the end of our 70th preview episode of Castle Talk Radio. You can check that out wherever you listen to your podcast, or it's also on YouTube, and I'll link that down below. That's where I'll link it to. And I'll also put a card up here for you to click to see it. So, all right, I will get back to you when I'm actually on Dumbo. My number next up to get on the ride vehicles, less than 10 minutes from when I got in the queue. This is why you don't miss rope drop at Disneyland Resort. So I actually ended up being about 13 minutes from the time I entered the queue to being on my ride vehicle, and here we go. It's been 13 minutes. So we are on Dumbo. I want to tell you something about Dumbo really quick. I have neurodivergent children, and they love most of these round and round rides. However, one of my kids hates Dumbo because of it, and it has to do with his neurodivergency. He hates that, even though he doesn't mind going all the way up, he hates that he doesn't get to control if he is all the way up or not. And Dumbo at the end, while you can control it for a while, at the end, everyone goes up, and he hates that. 26, we are off of Dumbo. We're going to hit up, before heading over to the teacups, we're going to hit up things like, right now, Mr. Toad is basically a walk-on, it looks like. So we're heading there first, and then we'll probably do Pinocchio, Snow White. I may even decide to hit Peter Pan then. So this is I'm really mixing up my regular routine here, but it's always great. That's why I come here, I come here to test a lot of new strategies for you guys to make sure that I have the best strategies for you. And this just goes to show that there are so many strategies that work. You don't have to worry about following a very specific one. The lighting here is awful, so sorry. But that's why I'm here doing this. We are off Mr. Toad's. We're heading over into, I think we'll start with Snow White. It's just starting to get along over there, and I want to make sure we get on it before it's super long. And then we'll do Pinocchio. So sometimes, like, you really want to get to the short ones if you're trying to like get a ton in at once. But if you are trying to like not use lightning lane, which I don't know if I'm going to get it today just because I'm only here in the morning and then a little bit this evening. But if you're not going to use lightning lane, then you want to get in some of these rides, which this one doesn't have lightning lane either, but I'm just talking in general. You might choose to do a line that is going to get longer later, even though it might be a little longer now. I mean, it's still like a 10, maybe 15-minute wait, but Pinocchio's walk on. So I could have walked on Pinocchio, but I chose Snow White because I know this line's just going to get longer the longer I wait. I'm waiting in line for Snow White's Enchanted Wish. I just want to talk to you about how early I got here. So I left my hotel at 7:32, this morning. I was in the parks before 7:50 here for rope drop. You'll see a lot of experts tell you need to be at the security lines at 7. Security opens at 7:15, then you go wait at the gates. I don't believe that. So if you're staying at one of the Harbor Boulevard hotels, and I'll link my walk. I walked all of these hotels that are in this walking distance. If you stay at one of those, you can leave by 7:30 and you'll be here for rope drop. You may not be the very first person at the ropes, but you will be here for rope drop and able to get all this stuff done. In fact, even if you get here at 8, like in the park at 8:05, you're still doing great. You get sneezy. It is 8:41, so less than 10 minutes. It always smells so good in here. Apple pie. Oh. We are off of Snow White's Enchanted Wish, and we're gonna hit up Pinocchio, and then I'll decide. Actually, let's see how long the wait for Peter Pan is right now, because it doesn't look awful. Nope, it's still 30 minutes. We're gonna go over and do Pinocchio first, and then we'll see. 8:45, I'm gonna walk on Pinocchio. Not bad, right? So we are not even an hour in, and we have done, whoops, let that light adjust. We have already done 1, 2, 3, 4 rides. Now, in a lot of times, I can get most of Fantasyland done in this time, but like I said, I'm mixing up, doing a little different, really trying to get out those rides that are ones that will get longer waits later on in the day. So you're probably now going, Becca, then why didn't you just do Peter Pan? And that is because it is almost always 30 to 40 minutes all day long. Like, you're not going to get much variance in that. And so that's why I chose not to do it. And I figure Pinocchio is going to be so quick that I will be able to go and check and see right away if I can get on to, if I want to do Peter Pan at that point. Like, I literally just got in line not even a minute ago. We are still at 8:45. I think it might just be 8:46. And we're getting on.
Looks like for me. Hi,
We're exiting Pinocchio, and like I said, we're going to go over and see how Peter Pan's looks now. You know, I'm going to break my own rule. I think I'm going to go for it just because here's the reasoning. It is not hot today right now, and it looks like most of the line is in the shade right now. So that's why I'm making this decision. The whole point of rope drop strategies is they're a guide. They are not supposed to be rigid. They're supposed to be fluid so that you can change them up as you need to. So I'm going to mark right now what time. 8:50. So we'll see if this 30-minute wait time is actually accurate or not. But yeah, I think it is. It looks about 30 minutes, but it'll depend how quickly it moves and how packed together people actually are. 9:16 and I am through the turnstile waiting to load. So that 30-minute wait time was pretty accurate. I do not regret making this choice today, even though I normally wouldn't, just because being in the shade, and actually there are some really cool people in line on both sides of me, so I was able to talk to them. But because I'd already gotten, 5 or 6 rides in before this, I felt like it was worth it. So just remember, you don't have to follow an exact plan, you just need a general idea.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
I am off the ride at 9:20, so exactly 30 minutes after I got on the ride, and I'm getting ready to take a break to catch a magical moment. You can see right here, we got the Pearl Band, and we got our friend Mary Poppins, and there's birds.
She wants to do this one. Well, I think they're actually going to play music.
Oh, look, there's band members. You see that?
I've never seen this before.
You can't stop and make time for a little bit of magic and it not throw off your whole day, then you're doing Disney wrong. Because that is the whole point here, is that you're able to add those little bits of magic in. And both myself and my co-host of Castle Talk Radio, Jessica, we both talk about this. We don't believe in a stringent minute-by-minute plan. We believe in taking your time, soaking it in, but having an idea of what's going to help you get the most done while still making magic. So I spent 5 minutes with that little bit of magic. It's 9:25. I am now in line for the the Mad Tea Party magic. I was talking too much about magic. Here we are. It's basically walk-on still. I'm just waiting for this ride to stop, then we'll all go in. This shows you what I do for you guys. I get motion sickness. This ride gives me motion sickness, but here I am doing for you. Obviously, it's not super bad motion sickness, or I wouldn't. But here we are. Yeah. 31, we are exiting the teacups. Remember, all of this is with putting in Peter Pan. Normally, I wouldn't have done that. And so, again, just showing being flexible, not being so rigid. But this is a lot of rides done. My goal is to have Fantasyland done outside of the Matterhorn by close to 10 a.m. I have a meeting later today, so I only have so much time that I have in the parks. Now, I'm debating if I'm going to get in line right now for Storybook Land Canal Boats, or if I'm going to go do Casey Juniors. And I think I'm going to go do Casey Juniors because the line should still be pretty short there. And then I will see how Storybook Land Canal Boats looks as I head. Although this is a pretty decently short line, so I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to go to Casey Juniors because it takes a little longer because they have 1, maybe 2 trains operating this morning. I don't know if you guys know this. Know this about me, but when I do the parks, I try to do everything at the speed I would do it with my children. Now, my children are getting older, so that speed is getting a little bit faster, but I'm still like trying to keep, like when I'm here by myself, I still try and keep the speed I would with young kids, especially when I'm doing Fantasyland, so that it's a realistic expectation for you guys. And that's very important to me. It's also important to me that I come to the parks just like you guys. I travel from out of state, and that means I'm not here for just a couple hours. When I come, I'm coming to get a lot done. Now, sometimes I am here for just a couple hours because I have to leave for a meeting. But like when I vacation like you guys do. And I don't know why I came over here. I got too busy talking to you, and I came to the mobility entrance. That's how out of it I am right now. But because I'm so into talking to you guys. Important to me that I do the parks like you do, so that my tips will work for you guys, right? Trying to make sure I find the right entrance. It's been a while since I've done this ride. But because like if I'm a local and I come in and I just do a couple, like an hour, or I come just to see a show, that's not what most of you are doing. So how does that help you with your planning? So that's my whole point there, is that I want to make sure that my results are doable for you guys, and that you're getting tips that you can use and still feel like you get a lot out of your vacation, and not just like, oh, I came, I did 2 things, and sorry, lunch. Got in line at 9:34, so we shall see what time I get on the ride. Okay, 9:45. I am loaded on the Casey Junior's train, and we're gonna ride that. It is starting to get a little warm in the sun, so I am very glad actually that I did Peter Pan when I did. I'm not looking forward to waiting in line for Storybook Land Canal boats. And we are off of Casey Junior's train. I looked at wait times really quick while before the ride started, and I decided I'm going to do It's a Small World first. It just recently reopened for the 70th. There's some new scenes, but the reason for that is because Storybook Land is 25 minutes, and so I think that will be my last ride. My goal is to be in line for that about 10:05. I didn't quite get everything done by 10, and I didn't do the carousel because that one really makes me ill, but it was walk on during the time I sat and watched it go, so we're going to count that as my carousel. I might call an audible. This line is much shorter. I'm going to check the wait time again in the or actually I'm just going to walk by the sign, but I might hop in this now. Oh yeah, I'm hopping in this now. It's a really short line, much shorter than earlier. So there we go, Storybook Land Canal boats. I entered the line at 9:52, so we'll see how long it takes to actually get on the ride. Right now I'm just winding through where there's no people because it's empty. So there's really like not a long line. Let me turn it around. This is my line. That's it. So I think I'll get this one done. I'll be on it before 10. My goal now is to be on It's a Small World by 10:05. So we'll see how it goes. As we're here in line, I just want to remind you guys that I have all of my rope drop strategies, both parks, several different lands that I have tested that you can get for free. You just go to the link in the description, and then when you get there, it'll ask you for your email, and they'll send you all of those so that you can either, it'll be in PDF format, so you can either save it to your phone or to your drive or your cloud, or you can print them out if you'd like. So that way you have them for when you go to Disneyland with your friends or your family, and you can make the most of rope drop. 4 minutes and I'm on the ride.
Alrighty, my friends, any background information?
Do ask that you remain completely seated in your seats throughout our voyage, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and fingers inside the boat and away from that water. Parents, please supervise your children, and children, please supervise your parents, so we don't have any bonus chapters to our story that was unaware of.
All right, so while I'm in line, I just want to remind you guys to go to Getaway today using the link down in the description. You need to use that link to get my discounts there for my people. Or you can call them at 855-GETAWAY and then just remind them that Becca, the theme park tips gal, sent you, and they will make sure you get any special discounts that are there for my followers. And like I said, they have an amazing ticket deal going on this summer for 2025. But if you're watching this another time, guess what? They always have deals going. Sometimes it's 5 days free, sometimes it's adults and kids prices, or sometimes it's a cool deal like it's going on this summer. And the prices always beat the Disney prices. So don't make the mistake of buying through Disney. My posted wait time was 5 minutes. I'll be boarding closer to 7 minutes because the boat before me just boarded at 5 minutes. So all in all, a pretty good morning. I will be on this ride right around 10:15, which I think is great. So it's been a great morning rope dropping. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to film a few more of my rope drops. Now, this isn't the one in my strategy for Fantasyland because I did change it up, but this just shows you, again, don't be rigid about your rope drop strategy. You need to just have an idea, and then you're allowed to call audibles as you go. 10:13. So I got on faster than I thought, but it was still more than a 5-minute wait, and here we go. To close out, I'm just going to let you see a little bit of the ride, and then I'll do one last final message as I leave the park. Off. It's a small world. It is 10:25 a.m. So I'm going to go buy myself a water bottle and then we'll just slowly head out of the park. We got so much done. And now, what the good thing is like we didn't use any lightning lanes. So now I can use all my lightning lanes for later in the day. That's a wrap for our Fantasyland rope drop day. Again, get all of my plans.